The most powerful law of persuasion in the persuasion toolbox to create value and to diminish your price concerns with your customers is called the law of contrast. The law of contrast is just simply put, when you offer something that's unreasonable at first from a pricing standpoint, then offer something that's more reasonable afterwards, the thing that's more reasonable afterwards exponentially seems like it's way more reasonable than it looked like originally. For instance, if I offered you something like a toilet that costs $8,000, like I talked about there before, 2 toilets, drain cleaning, everything in the house, 10-year no clog, you can't write a check warranties for $8,000, soft closing lids, MP3 players, get the whole thing here. But then I offer you at the bottom option $750 to put a toilet in. Go ahead and put one in, just a standard type of toilet. Can we all agree that $750 seems like about a nickel now? Compared to if I started with $750 to begin with, I'm likely to have received a complaint on that. You with me on this? $750 for a toilet, that's ridiculous. But now $750 compared to $8,000 seems like it's just, you know, nickels in a bucket right now. It's just really cheap at that point. The perception of what the value is you have to offer people starts at what they first thought it was going to cost. So what we have the ability to do is kind of change and reshift the focus of the mind as to the perception of what the cost might be for something. Now understand, they may have been using your company for years, so the cost is kind of fixed in their mind about, let's say, a contactor or a fan motor or a gas valve or a toilet or a electrical panel, right? That's why we have to change language. If we're trying to offer a contactor that Gus was offering 5 years ago, he was probably selling it for $175, right? If I try and offer the same thing now for $500 because my costs have gone up, naturally people are going to say, what, Tom?
Too expensive. It's
too expensive. You guys are charging too much. You're ripping me off. You're tripling your price. How do you justify this? Only 5 years ago it cost this much. It's the same part. What's going on over there, right? You start to lose value. So one of the things you do is shift the focus. When it comes to law of contrast, one of the most important parts of it is the ability to shift focus off what people see as the reality in front of them right now. Let's look at things that have been shifted on us in recent memory. How about a cup of coffee? How about remember back in the old 1980s? Now in the Chicago area here, they have this phenomena that John brought up called the Greek restaurants. It's just a cafe, or you want to call it some place, you know, in different parts of the country. It's just some kind of a greasy spoon, right? Many times, if you bought an omelet or bought your breakfast, how much was the coffee? They would actually include it for free, right? They wouldn't have the nerve to even charge you for the coffee. It'd just be included. It comes with the coffee, right? Is that what it is like today?
No.
Oh no. Even the greasy spoon is wised up because there's a new brand name that came into town that changed the rules as far as coffee goes. And what's that brand name that changed the rules?
Starbucks.
The brand name of Starbucks changed the rules. Starbucks discovered that if we just sell coffee only and we charge, I don't know, what does it cost for a cup of Starbucks Venti, the highest, the biggest one? About $2.09, over $2 a cup, right? Probably many of you were paying that for the whole breakfast before. I remember bacon and eggs about 10 years ago. It was like $2.49, free coffee. They advertised that on the windows of the restaurants, you know. You remember those kind of things? $3.49, something like that, right? So a little bit more, you're getting the whole breakfast with the coffee and everything. Now here's a place that's selling the coffee for $2. How many people would say that idea would just flop? If I told you the idea and didn't mention the brand name, here's what we're going to do, Morrow. We're going to sell coffee for $2 a cup. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to offer two different kinds of dark roast and a medium roast. That's what we're going to tear it up, man. You'd say that's just crazy. Starbucks is kind of living proof that the reason I love the franchise so much, it's living proof that you could charge more for something, and it's more popular. That it becomes more high end, just because when you put a higher price on something, people raise the value in their mind. And are people really buying coffee when they buy Starbucks? What are they really buying? They're buying the experience, right? For some people, Starbucks is like a vacation. I go there, I get a cup, I hang out with some pretty cool people for a few seconds, drink my coffee, relax, maybe sit down on one of those couches, and then I get up and I walk out, right? But the majority of people don't even sit down on one of the couches. What do they usually do? Stand in line like zombies, right? You talk with me on this? You ever go to a Starbucks? It's like watching a zombie parade. I gotta admit, I'm one of the zombies in line. We just like, I even know, I'm down to the point where if I offer, I can buy a combination of about 5 different things, and if I could tell the price is off by about a penny, I'll say, I think you're running the wrong thing up there. I'll say, give me a venti iced tea with the venti coffee. And they go, okay, that's $4.20. Perfect. If that guy sometimes says $4.60, I'm saying, I think you charged me for the lemonade extra on the iced tea, but I didn't get that. Check your receipt. He goes, you're right. I'm teaching the guy at the counter how he rung it up wrong. I swear to God, that's how many times I've gone there. I know the price of what I'm ordering. Are you the same way with somewhere else? When you go somewhere, you order a breakfast and it should be $17, it should be $17. If it comes in at 26, you're like, what? It comes in at 12, he undercharges. Let's get out of here before he catches it, right? So the law of contrast is real simple. When you offer something that's more expensive first, everything else seems cheaper. Now, if you look at Starbucks, what is their more expensive offering? It's not coffee. What is it?
Latte.
It's lattes and macchiatos and that type of stuff. What do those cost for, like the caramel macchiato, a venti caramel macchiato? What does that cost?
$4.95.
No, it's more than that. They're about $7. About $7 for that thing, right? And the problem is that everybody's always ordering them. And so you think they would never sell one? They just did it for fun. We'll just see. Let's throw it out there and see what happens. Let's find what's the sitting on this thing anyway. Like, I don't know. Let's try $7.25 for that thing. Every time I go there, I hear 3 or 4 people ordering one. I just can't believe it. How much I see? $20 going for 3. I see 3 guys walk out with 3 cups, and it's like $26. I'm like, I can't believe it. Nonetheless, it's true. What are they doing? They're testing the market to see what people will purchase. What are you really selling with Starbucks? If you really analyze what they sell, how much cream is it? How much milk is in that coffee? So what's a macchiato? You know, what kind of a beverage is an espresso? And how much espresso do you get? 2 ounces. For a large, you get 2 ounces, 2 shots. Boom, boom, put them in there. What's the rest of it?
Steamed milk.
Steamed milk. So with steamed milk, so what's the milk? What's mainly is inside the milk?
Air.
Air. It's like air with 2 ounces of espresso, a little whipped cream on the top, and drizzle some caramel off it, and there you go, $7 of air and caramel. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful world. Thank God we live in this country, isn't it? If they can sell that, if the auto dealerships can sell, you know what, car dealerships, I have to say that their system of selling automobiles was good until the economy went down, right? Would you admit? The average American purchases a car how often?
3 years.
Every 3.5 years. Every 3.5 years people make a purchase. Guess what the average purchase price is of a new car in the United States? $42,000 average purchase is the average. Taking all the cars that are sold across the whole country, new cars, the average purchase price is $42,000. Now, the automotive industry, which is one of the most, we can all agree, one of the most piss-poor industries in this country, right? Can move a brand new car at $42,000 every 3.5 years, and you guys can't even get somebody to buy a new air conditioning unit. How old is that thing sitting in the backyard for? 15, 20 years. They're latching onto it like it's the last thing they're going to lose, or the end of their life if they give that thing up, right? They got some old boiler downstairs. How long has that thing been there, Tom? 25, 30 years? We can't give them to give it up, right? You know why we can't give it to give it? We don't have that level of persuasion. Even the automotive industry is not that great. If they're not that great, then where does that put us? We look sick by comparison, right? Here's what some of the things, some of the techniques that are used on the American public. For instance, when you have the law of contrast, how's it come into play? You go into a car showroom, what kind of car do you see?
Nice.
The best, right? And it's not only the best one, they trick it out too. They add aftermarket stuff to it to make it even go higher. So you look at the sticker price and you're going, $65,000, is that true? And they're like, no, it's $80,000 for that one. We also have the Bose stereo system. We asked the better wheels and rims. It's got the neon lights under it. Come on, you can't. This is $80,000 for you. You can't touch this one for under $80,000. What's the next thing you do at that point? What do you do?
Try to do something else.
Let's go. You're looking for contrast. You're like a trained rabbit to these guys. They watch you. They all sit there and laugh at you. They're sitting there looking at the guy. Watch this guy when he sees the price of that thing. See that, Larry? He's looking to go back to the back room. We're looking for something cheaper. I'll go pick him up now. Now that he's done with that shock, they're waiting for you to get sticker shock first, hoping you look at that one, Because now when you see something for $40,000, what are you thinking? Oh, whew. Thank God they got that one. I thought I was screwed until I saw the $42,000 one. You came into the showroom thinking I'll spend $21,000, no more. But now, what are you thinking after seeing $65,000, actually $80,000, now down to $42,000? What are you hoping you might find somewhere reasonable there? In your mind, has the price gone up from $21,000 a little bit right now? You probably make $28,000 right now. You might be thinking, I just hope and pray they got something for $30,000. I'm good for 30. That's it though. You start with 21. You're like, I'm out of touch. They're selling this thing for $80,000, $42,000 for this thing. Then you see one for $32,000, $33,000, and guess what? You're home. You like it. You like the color. You like it fits me. It looks good. Now you're asking what kind of payment it would be, right? Law of contrast. They show you the first one first, expensive. It brings you conceptually up in the price. If I show somebody, like my first option on a repair of an air conditioning unit, $2,500, my bottom option is $500. Does $500 seem unreasonable now? It seems positively cheap. If you want to increase your value of something you want to sell for $500, just simply multiply it times 5 and offer something for that price first. And you will make that $500 thing seem like it's unbelievably cheap. Matter of fact, you guys tell me, Justin and Quentin have done this system before. What do people say about the cheapest option, even if it is $500? What do they say about it?
It's no good.
It's no good. It's too cheap. Isn't it crazy? Just the law of association is associate the cheap one, the bottom one must be crap. It's not any good anymore. The thing that you're hoping to get $500 for, what are they going to go to at least now? Something like what? Like one up, $900, $800, something like that. Isn't that true, guys? Very few people are going to buy the bottom option from you. So if you're going to make that one, you want to sell that one, make one cheaper than that. You want to sell $500 here today? You want the card in your pocket is $500? Make that up in the middle somewhere, because 80% of people are going to buy something toward the middle. They're not going to buy the cheap one. They're not going to buy the expensive one. I go into my first option knowing I'm not going to sell it. But guess what? Every now and then I screw up, and well, guess what happens? I actually sell the expensive one. I'm actually disappointed because I'm kind of pissed now. Because when they buy the expensive one, I'm going, what could I have sold even more than this? If these people were thinking this is a good deal on this thing, what should it have been? What could I have offered more? Who knows where they would have stopped, right? I limited myself on this one. Shifting the focus, the car dealerships, they do it all the time. How about the difference between the furniture? You ever see the furniture in a car showroom? Is it really good furniture? It's like these chairs here with the student desk. They spend $10 million to build a facility. They couldn't buy better chairs for you? They want the crappy chair, so when you get into the car, what does the car feel like?
Right.
Contrast between this chair and that car, right? The automotive industry is built on contrast. Everything is a contrast in the car dealership industry. How about shifting the focus? Talk about moving the focus from one thing to another, using different words. In the Iowa State University did a study, and what they did is they cooked up 100 hamburger patties, and they put them in front of a supermarket and said, try these hamburger patties. Now, on the first test sample they did on one day, they put 75% lean. We're testing these patties to be in our market. Give them a try. Everybody tried them, and they said, these are succulent. These are great. These are fantastic. The next day, they did another study with 100 more hamburgers. They put a sign on it. Instead of saying 75% lean, they said 25% fat. Guess what the comments were on that? This sucks. I wouldn't feed it to my dog. Now, of both the studies, nobody said, hey, these are the exact same thing. These are, even the people who were doing the study didn't even realize, they thought they were actually doing different hamburgers. They didn't realize they were doing the same hamburger, that they just changed the label on the hamburger. They even fooled the people who were holding the study and handing the hamburger out to people. They didn't realize they were different. Here's some different ones. What do you think of these? They fooled the people doing the study. So, shifting the focus, you get it because you're studying persuasion right now. You're into it. Here's what I tell you. Some people are inside the bottle and they can't read the label. You know what I'm saying? When you're like me, you stand outside the bottle. Everything you see in life, you look at it from a different perspective. I look at a menu in a restaurant. I see the filet mignon at the top and the chicken on the bottom. I see pasta at the very bottom. I look at the pasta and it costs $19 and I'm going, see what they did here, Julie? What? they offer you the filet, the Kobe beef filet from Japan for $150 for a 6-ounce portion of it. And they try and sell me the $19 noodles with some chicken and cream sauce on it for 19 bucks. They make it sound cheap down there. Doesn't $19 sound cheaper? But if I said I got some noodles and chicken with some white sauce on it for 19 bucks, what would you think about that?
Eat too much?
If you didn't see that other thing first. And that's the law of contrast. Always ask for something more and then settle for something less. That's the law of contrast.